professor of computer science department. My name is Jeong-Gyu Lee. You can use last name if you have problem to pronounce my first name. Okay, I was born in Korea, South Korea, where right now a little bit problem, but hopefully it will be settled down soon. And as you can see, my first job was a database administrator. So I started my job career as a database administrator. Actually, the part of my job is administrating the operating system also. So I manage the Unix operating system, several operating systems. So that is one of the reasons I'd like to a little bit focus on the Unix part as an example of the operating system process. I will explain a little bit about that. Then most of my job career before I moved to the United States to pursue the higher degree, I was in the IT industry. So including the bank and IBM, and I learned the database as well as the operating system also. Then when I was a PhD student, I researched on the multimedia database that include video processing, and actually I used the surveillance camera to find the abnormal situation, which means if somebody fight in this room, it should alarm, then the reasonably well. But anyway, I got the degree. Then fortunately, I got the job offer from the UB. This is my 10th year to teach and research in this university. Okay, so I think something wrong. So from 2006-12 is assistant, right now the associate professor. So I'm organizing my research group, MIG, Multimedia Information Group. So we're 3 PhD students and several master students studying, and also helping the teaching, including operating system also. So I'm going to skip this part because please do not copy and paste, including the quiz, formal, and the project, including programming, and also do not copy from others, do not copy the internet source. It's a waste of your time and waste of my time, waste of GA's time. Okay? I'm not going to tolerate any cheating or the copy and paste. In case I catch any suspicious thing or anything, it will be definitely fail right away. Okay? No excuse. Do not expect the excuse or any exception. Okay? I have seen a lot of such incidents recently. So I mentioned this is the first thing I'm going to mention in this class. Do not try to cheating or any copy and pasting or any easy way in this class. That doesn't mean this is tough, very tough to finish, but if you try to find just the easy going or just the easy way, you don't have to study here. Just go to the online, the website or something educational system and get something certificate and get a job. Okay, this is the university where you can learn even the pedagogical issues and the education. So please do not expect any exception in this classroom. Like I know, I understand each and every my student is very, very important and a special situation. However, they cannot be excused in case something happens. For example, one of the most popular the case is my parents are sick, so I got the mental disease and depressed. Please excuse the low grade. No, so it cannot be. Personally, I understand. I'm very sorry to when I hear your family matter, but that doesn't mean it can be excused in the classroom. Okay, so your responsibility to overcome, to address such a problem. You should contact the GA or me in case any issue, any problem. After final exam, at least 2 or 3 students combined, then I need a better grade because I couldn't focus on because of such a family matter or individual situation. Also, I need a 0.001 upgrade to get the EAD or working permit or something, the OPT, or something scholarship. I understand, but because of such an individual situation or reason, I cannot. Even no professor can upgrade without any proof. Okay, the only exception is the doctor's notice or the letter in case you have medical issues. Okay, so please collect such the proof to get excuse in case you cannot do the class activity. So what I want is please submit on time. Okay, many of the students just relaxed, so you don't have to wait until the due date. I understand. Even sometimes I'm doing the same thing. When I submit a paper, the research paper, I have waited until the due date, but you don't have to in the classroom project. When you complete, you can submit. Then, if you feel I can improve, I improved something, then you can resubmit. Then I usually accept such a resubmission. Also, attitude. This is the same thing as not to do. So in this class, so you should get something. Okay, not only just the operating system, algorithm, or the problem, but the overall the view of the computer science, such a thing. You should have the something attitude to learn something. Otherwise, so if you want to use this classroom or this program as something the bridge to get a job, okay, you don't have to be here. Okay, that's one of the reasons, but that cannot be everything. So please have the good attitude, then probably I think you will get something from my class and from this program. Any question? So please contact me or the GA in case of something, any individual problem or the issues. Okay, then I'd like to help, and we will find. Okay, not after final exam. Okay. So I already handed out your syllabus. So first, before we start, we will quickly check what's going on in this class throughout the semester. Okay. So this is the operating system that includes the CPG 308 and the CPSC 503. That doesn't mean I can focus on the only undergraduate student, no, or the graduate student. Probably yes, it's close to the graduate student level. However, based on my experience, undergraduate student can overcome sometimes better, superior to the graduate student outcome. So I will reduce the class activity for undergraduate student, and also I usually try to focus on the class difficulty level between the graduate and undergraduate. Most of it, as far as I know, most of the undergraduate students are the junior or some of the sophomore. I think if you complete the basic level of the computer science or computer engineering courses, it's not very difficult, but it's slightly tougher than the usual 308. Okay, which means you guys need to work hard. Okay, so based on my experience, most of the undergraduate students are doing very, very well, successful in this classroom. Okay, so this is our operating system, and also including the distance learning. So I'm going to provide a video for distance learning student, but in case you need to access the video, record the video for your review, you can go to the Canvas. Then on Canvas, there's a link to the YouTube channel, so you can. The GA will upload the video, not right away, probably end of the week. Right? Yeah. So she will upload, you can find the recent uploaded the video and watch it. And it's the same thing for the distance learning student. So this, and also I do not recommend to attend the next section. Those who registered this section, I'm going to have a same lecture back to back on Monday and Tuesday, Monday and Wednesday, so after the lunch. So if you wanna take the afternoon class, so you'd better move to the change. So especially for graduate student. Yeah. But I don't recommend that you move this week take the morning class and the next week afternoon class. In case you need to do that, please let me know before you come to class. This week I have a doctor's appointment, so I cannot attend it, then I will allow to take. But basically it's the same identical, the section. So 11 and 12. Okay, and I'm managing the two internet sources. So one is for this class. One is the my class website. My class website is going to so my email ID is, I'm not sure whether you the handout is my email ID. First two letters from my first name, J-E, and last name, L-E-E. Email ID is bridgeport.edu without my dot. Okay, those who are new at UB, my dot, the account is for student, and the faculty account is just the bridgeport.edu. Then my website is the TILT, G-E-L-E, after the bridgeport.edu. You can, if you cannot remember the course website, go to my website and click the teaching, then click the operating system. Then you can see the class website. This website is only for the syllabus only. Okay, it will not be updated frequently. Instead, I'm going to use the Canvas. If you are new here, then you should be familiar with the Canvas, the online tool. It's not only for the online class. I'm using the Canvas for the regular class also, for submission and grading and communication. So you don't have to email directly to me. Instead, you can send a message on Canvas, then it can be forwarded to my email account so I can see. Especially the class, any email related to the classroom, I usually check the Canvas. So I expect the direct email to my account as other stuff. So if you want to send the email regarding to the question, what is the CPU scheduling, I can understand. Then at the time you can send a message through the Canvas. I will show you the Canvas web interface briefly later. Okay, so this is our website. So that I'm showing. And my office is the 156. So if you go to the tech building, there is a wing right hand side. So if you enter, it's just the middle of the faculty rooms. Then it's in front of the 163 computer lab. And my office hour temporarily 4 to 5:30, but I will finalize the next week my office hour. It will be probably Tuesday afternoon, but temporarily 4 to 5:30. So if you want to see me, this is the office hour. But in case my door is open, you can come into any time. I have fortunately 2 GAs. The 2 GAs will work both the distance learning undergraduate and the graduate 11 and 12 because I'm offering the 4th section. So I'd like to introduce the GA, Joe.
Hi everyone, my name is G. So I will be GA this semester. So if you have any questions, you can ask me after class. And my email is on the board, so if you can meet me, you can email me first, so arrange a meeting or something. And my office hour is Tuesday, 1 to 3 p.m., Dana Hall 234, the MIG lab, the professor mentioned.
I will update his GA. And also, I have another GA, the Zheng Yu. Right?
Hi everyone, my name is Zheng Yu. I'm another GA. My office hour is 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. is on a Friday. You can see me on the PhD cubicle. Thank you.
So I don't decide yet whether I split into two groups or the work together or. So we will discuss later. But basically, they will have your classwork regarding to operating system. Especially the undergraduate student get half of the GA, the more. So, okay. Textbook. I'm going to use this very well-known dinosaur textbook. The operating system concept. Dr. Silver Schwartz is from Yale University. Okay, so it's a nice edition. I do not recommend if you already have the 8th edition, you can use, but slightly the new information in 9th. So if you do not have it and plan to purchase, I strongly suggest to purchase the 9th edition. So the ISBN and other information are there. So this is, even I learned the operating system, it's old edition of this textbook. Of course, even at the time, the title page includes the dinosaur. I don't know why dinosaur. The number of pages is 900 something. 900, I think, 900. Then in this semester, we are going to cover 650 pages. Which means every time you need to read at least 40 to 50 pages. So as I suggest to you, the preview or at least the review is very important. I don't think we can cover each and every line and word in this classroom. So it's your responsibility to read and catch up the missing part. Okay? Oh, by the way, I cannot answer the question about the textbook. Can I purchase the international edition, or can I use the book? Is fine. Okay, use the book is fine. You can purchase it from the Amazon or eBay. But the other types of edition, I know that there uses the international, which is much cheaper. But I cannot answer that. And also, can I download the PDF file online? No, I cannot answer that. The copyright issue, so I strongly suggest to purchase it. You understand why I'm mentioning this one? I understand when I was a student, it's not the easy to decide whether I purchase the 100 something the box, but please understand my situation. So I strongly suggest to purchase the. But this course is based on. It is true. It's based on the textbook and. PPT file that I'm going to upload and use in this classroom is a supplementary. It's an additional. It's to help my lecture. Okay. So sometimes the students study this course for midterm and final exam based on PPT file. Okay. Then the complaint. This question number 1 and 2 are not here. The PPT file, but it's on the textbook. Okay, because anything this course is based on the textbook, the PPT file is only for helping my lecture. Okay. I do not recommend to print out each and every page of the PPT file. It's totally up to you. But the more important thing is to read textbook before after classroom. Okay, and just like the other my class, do not pay attention too much grading policy and the distribution. Okay, this will be based on the overall performance or activity of this class. Then I will decide, finalize what will be the grading distribution. Most of my previous semester is tougher than this one, which means so I cannot use the SAGs. Instead, I'd like to apply the curve based on overall performance. Okay? And also the programming lab or the term paper, we don't have provide this semester term paper, but in case overall performance is not so good, so I need to give the extra activity, class activity. At the time I can offer the extra thing. So it will be also percentile may be changing based on the performance. This is the overall the schedule. Depending on the weather or the something situation, it can be changed. But pretty much each week we will cover one chapter. Okay. Then we have the midterm and final. This semester I add Actually, this course was taught by another professor, but I took over this course a couple of years, last year, 2014, so last year, right? So last year, so the last 2 semesters, I have only the lecture in this room, but I realized that the student need more exercise and practical things. So this semester, I offer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times of the exercise lab, which means we are going to move to the computer lab. Unfortunately, we have the computer lab that accommodate only 24 students. So, but we have much more than that. This is what I'm thinking. How many of you cannot bring the laptop? Either you can bring your own, you can borrow your friend. Anyone? If this is okay, then I'd like to have the exercise lab in this room. At that time, you can bring your laptop. I'm going to use virtual machine. That'll be better. That works fine. So you don't have to connect to the internet when we are doing the exercise lab. It's just a standard lab. In this, the exercise, then I'm going to finalize right now. So I'd like to, because it's the first time to offer the exercise lab, so I'm not sure whether all of you guys are available to bring the laptop. So this virtual machine is not that big, the machine. It requires just less than the gigabyte, the storage, and the minimal, the memory stuff. Even Surface is working very well, and all the laptop, the Windows 7, or even Windows 95, it's okay as long as you can find the virtual machine player. So you can use either VirtualDock or VM player. So why don't you go to the class website, and then you can find, not class website, the Canvas. I missed the Canvas. Then you can see the exercise lab document. That document explains everything to set up. So first exercise lab will be the next week, Wednesday. So at that time we will learn basic Unix command. This lab will be will focus on only Windows, no, not Windows, Unix and Linux operating system. The reason is that most of my students are very familiar with Windows interface and Windows operating system a lot. Okay. Also in the programming language, you are using the Windows programming, whatever. Because of that, most of the students who graduate this program lack of Unix and Linux-based system, which is very popular in the market still. Especially, I'm offering the several big data courses. I don't know whether you guys heard about the big data. Nowadays, everything is big data, data-driven something. And when you search a job, so many of the job description include the experience on big data. Like when I moved to United States around 2002, at the time, most of the graduate students actually hired before graduation. Because the .com bubble. So they need anyone who learned the Java. As long as you can compile, then they got hired. Really, even before graduation. It's a similar thing nowadays. I don't know whether that's good or not. So many of the company are looking for the people who knows the big data system, which is based on the Linux and Unix based machine a lot, and Java programming. So because of that, I'd like to focus on such a Unix. That's only Unix, Linux and Unix. We are going to cover the basic, the common things. So will not be different. Unix and the Linux command, even provide. Is there anyone who can use the VI? You can see there is a lesson. VI is very popular in the real market. So any system. Also, it looks like if you can use if you are able to use the VI very well, it looks like you are expertise. Really, believe me. So, and also, Come on. Yes. The VI and the shell programming. Shell programming, how many of you ever used a shell programming? Probably you did. Like the Python is a shell programming, Perl is a shell programming, the Java shell, JavaScript is a kind of shell programming. So a lot. So shell programming is also very, very popular, but many, even the Windows include PowerShell in Windows 10. So from 8, 10, so PowerShell shell programming is very powerful. Also, programming .NET is not the only option. Okay? You are very good at .NET programming and Microsoft-oriented programming, but nowadays there are many, many different. So we will focus on such a Unix environment and Linux environment, including command and editor and shell program. Also, we will have some basic Unix programming. Last few years after Dr. Lau, who offered a very long time, not Dr. Lau, Professor, I forgot his name suddenly. Anyway, one of the professors who retired 3 or 4 years ago, he offered a long time the Unix programming. But after that, nobody offered. So I'd like to introduce very basic Unix programming, okay, in this class. So we will use the C program, C compiler, GCC, and especially GCC, using the virtual machine. You don't have to expertise on the C program language. Instead, in the Unix system programming, the more important thing is whether you guys understand the operating system itself, especially the system code, system library. Okay? So even though, don't worry about too much, even though you do not have any experience on C or the C++ programming, I think you can easily catch up such a exercise. So 2 exercises left for the Unix programming. I do not name it the system programming because the level of difficulty is hard to say that is the system programming. Just basic Unix program that utilize the several the system code. Then in this class I'm offering 2 projects. Okay, so first one is a Unix share and program selection feature. So what does that mean? Unix share. So you are going to implement in this project. You are going to implement Unix share. Okay. Is there anyone who ever used the Unix share? You did. No. What kind of share did you use? Anyone? Yes.
The bash on.
Bash shell. That's the example. If you do not know what is a bash shell, don't worry. We will learn throughout the semester. What is a shell, by the way? Shell is a shell. Outside to cover shell. So same thing. In the operating system, shell is the most outside programming. For what? Interface to the user and the operating system. Okay? So how many different? So many different Unix shell programming. For example, bash shell, cone shell, C shell, something shell, something shell. There are a lot. Okay? So in this project, you are going to implement your own shell programming. It's a very basic feature. So it's based on the textbook project. I slightly modified because you can easily find the answer source code from internet. So I modified the classroom, the textbook, textbook project, then add a couple of features. Okay. So we will have a time to explain, to discuss about the details of the project. But it's a good idea. It's not too late to start to understand, especially those who do not have any experience on Linux or Unix. This is a good time to learn about what is a Unix system, what is the Linux system and Unix system. it will be based on the C or C++ program. So I know some of the researcher, educator, instructor like the object-oriented program. I agree. That's very important because that reflects the trend of the computer science, which means it's an object-oriented concept and the model, everything. But inside the Java, inside such a program, it's basically based on the C and C++ programming. So it's also a good idea too. You don't have to learn each and everything, whether to be an expertise of the C or C++ programming. When you have the knowledge and experience on the object-oriented concept, and also it will help a lot if you understand the C and C++ programming. So in this project, I will limit the program language by the C and C++ program. So those who do not have much experience on the C or C++, it's also a good time to learn and start the C and C++ program. It's not very difficult. Also, this is not the C coding class. Okay, so as long as you know how to compile and what kind of the command you can use, that's totally fine. I do not ask to implement a fancy, nice interface. No, you don't have to. It will, even though you implement, this is a command line interface. As long as you can print out, which means a printf function, so print out is totally fine. Send out the output and send out the input is the only thing that you can use, that you can implement in this program. Then, using that basic idea, so you can get the command from the user as a standard input, and then the process it and the display, the output. That is the main part of this. And also, you should be able to create the process. What is a process? We will discuss in chapter 3. What is a process? How to create the process is getting easier and easier and abstract level in current program language, which means you don't know. You don't have to know how to create how to manage the process. It's an abstract level nowadays. That makes you guys easy to implement, but the problem is hard to understand the optimizing, how to debug in case something problem from the system or operating system level. Okay? So this class will not help you the program language skill. Instead, we will learn about the more inside the system. Okay? Okay. So why don't you start to understand the project? Then, even though you right now you don't understand each and every line, don't worry. From the lecture, from now on, you will eventually understand. And then second part, second project is a portable file system using linked allocation method. You don't have to worry about what is a linked allocation method yet. We will learn later. And basically, we will implement a file system. Okay, what is a file system? NTFS, FAT 16, 32, and ext2, ext4, ext0. That's the file system that we are currently using. The laptop, the computer. So you are going to implement your